What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Oh my gosh, the WWE has made huge releases just now. AEW's also made some releases. Fast and Furious 9 tanks in China thanks to John Cena. Is the WWE teasing Brock Lesnar's return, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get into the first major story. Yeah, the first story is WWE making major firings, and you won't believe who just got fired. Yeah, it looks like Fightful Select's rumors of the WWE making more cuts prove true. Earlier today, the site reported that the WWE is planning more cost-cutting, possibly as early as this week. Now the WWE has announced the releases, and they include a number of huge names. Braun Strowman, Braun freaking Strowman, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott, Lana, Santana Garrett, and Buddy Murphy. The WWE has already released a number of wrestlers and personnel, but some of these names are huge shockers. WrestleVotes tweeted about the releases, summing things up as, "The releases of Braun Strowman and Aleister Black surprised me for a number of reasons, considering both were well liked, and as of recently considered for big roles upon live crowd returns. Hell, Strowman wrestled a McMahon at Mania not 3 months ago. Weird." Yeah, weird is an understatement. As WrestleVotes noted, Strowman has been a feature player. As for Aleister Black, the Dutch Destroyer was promoted in a series of vignettes, including a high-profile return when he attacked Biggie. It looks like Black was being positioned for a major program with Biggie, but both men's absence last week on SmackDown may have been a sign of Aleister's pending release. The reaction of Twitter with many fans was obviously very negative, as it can't seem to understand why WWE would push so many wrestlers and then just have them fired. Right now, Sean Ross Sapp hit it hard as he said, "SmackDown has 7 active women's competitors. Just 7. Aleister Black was the first to comment, saying, "I'm gathering my thoughts as this was a complete left field for me, as obviously we just started the Dark Father character, but this was it. Thank you so much WWE Universe for allowing me to create and give you small bits of myself." Renee Young tweeted, "What a horrible mismanagement of some really talented people." Yeah, it certainly does. Now, we've noted in past videos, it's possible the WWE is trimming its budget in order to maximize its worth so it can be put up for sale. At this point, this is speculation, but the WWE's continued cuts have more fans and pundits looking at sale as a serious possibility. We'll let you know of any further updates later on. Next up, Vince McMahon was mad about Raw. It looks like Vince McMahon has found another reason to get upset with Raw, well, besides the show's pitiful performance in the ratings, this time a segment that ran way over its scheduled time. Running a live show means wrestlers have to stay on schedule as it could affect other portions of the show. Regrettably, there were some problems on the 31st May Raw, with PW Insider reporting, "The first segments of last night's edition of Monday Night Raw, Miz TV leading into the Beat the Clock bouts, went about 8 to 10 minutes longer than planned. PWInsider.com has learned, requiring time to be cut from other segments." Raw has been extraordinarily bad, so much so that we recently covered the topic in a video, so you better check that one out if you can, that Vince is probably looking for any reason to get upset as long as it doesn't relate to the show's bad booking. Reading about McMahon's alleged meltdown makes us wonder how much time The Miz and company had to prepare for their segment in light of Vince McMahon constantly rewriting the script for Raw. Next up, WWE teases the return of Brock Lesnar. Our fans have been asking the question of whether Brock Lesnar is returning to the WWE may have got a clue on the 31st May episode of Raw, as the Beast was name-dropped during the show. Ringside News' Felix Upton noted how Kofi Kingston and Drew McIntyre both talked about Brock Lesnar. McIntyre mentioned how he beat Lesnar, but Kofi famously did not. Then Bobby Lashley asked, "Why are they talking about someone who doesn't even work here?" Brian Alvarez discussed the possibilities during an episode of Wrestling Observer Live, saying, "When I heard that, I thought that they are building toward Lashley versus Lesnar. That is a match that they have not done. It is a match that people have been asking for a long time, and maybe that's their plan for SummerSlam. Maybe that's their plan for WrestleMania, etc. Lesnar could make a return at Hell in a Cell, attacking Lashley and or McIntyre at the event, setting the stage for a lead into SummerSlam. Could the WWE's latest releases be partially related to Lesnar returning? After all, the wrestler's releases will free up considerable cash, and as fans know, Lesnar commands considerable cash when he steps back into the ring. Now you guys know that we've reported numerous times on Bobby Lashley's wish to wrestle Lashley, as well as how the return of live fans could motivate both the WWE and Lesnar to work out a return to the ring. Would you guys like to see Lesnar return to WWE, and if so, who should he face? Next up, AEW's Friday Night Fail. Now, bad news for AEW Dynamite in the ratings. You may recall how the NBA playoffs forced AEW Dynamite to move from its regular 8 PM time slot on Wednesdays to Friday night at 10 PM. Dynamite's temporary move to Friday proved a flop in the ratings, as AEW's flagship program scored the lowest rating in the show's history. With Wrestling News' Andrew Ravens reporting on the ratings, Dynamite drew 526,000 viewers, which is down from the 821,000 viewers the show previously drew last week. In the 18 to 49 demo, the show did a 0.20, which is down from 0.28. Now, although Dynamite aired the same night as SmackDown, the shows did not compete head-to-head, so if someone says SmackDown beat it in the ratings, they're ill-advised on which shows ran when. The good news is that AEW shows will be moving to TBS in 2022, and is expected that preemptions won't be a problem. While the ratings were expected to drop due to the move, it's a bad sign when you consider AEW Rampage will air on Friday nights at 10 PM. Next up, AEW wrestlers released over Backstage heat. All Elite Wrestling has released 2 wrestlers, and one of them may have been released due to Backstage heat. Wrestling News is reporting that AEW has decided not to renew the contracts for female wrestlers Awesome Kong aka Kia Stevens and Shanna aka Alexandra Barulas. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. AEW's decision not to renew Shanna's contract may have been due to Backstage heat that she had. Fightful Select reports there were some issues with her and some of the other wrestlers, namely extras, and how they felt treated by her. Awesome Kong's contract was apparently not renewed for a different reason, with Fightful noting it was added that AEW not renewing Kong's deal was expected, as she hadn't been in a coach role that was originally discussed for her as well. It's too bad that 43-year-old Awesome Kong wasn't able to serve as a coach, as her experience could have made her a good asset for AEW's women's division. However, it's also good to see AEW trimming the roster as needed, as it doesn't want to fall into WCW's pattern of having a huge roster but only using a small portion of it. And finally, Cena's cinema crash in China. And last but not least, it looks like Fast 9, the latest installment in the Fast and Furious franchise, has crashed and burned in China. Recall, Cena apologized to the People's Republic of China after he referred to China's rival Taiwan as a country. China considers Taiwan to be one of its territories, despite Taiwan being an independent nation. Thirsty for News reports, the Fast 9 movie opened strong enough in China, but the second weekend was an absolute bust. Many are contributing the slump to Cena's comments. Also, the reviews have been absolutely atrocious for the film. It's unknown whether that Cena bias played a part in those critical opinions. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the Vin Diesel John Cena action flick has totaled $185.3 million. That's slightly ahead of where franchise spin-off Hobbs & Shaw was sitting at a similar point in its China run, but far weaker than the preceding franchise mainstays Furious 7 and The Fate and Furious, which topped out at $390.9 million in 2015 and $392.8 million in 2017 respectively. F9 is scheduled for a 25th June release in the United States, and with more American cinemas opening up, it's possible the film could do well here as people are eager to get out of their homes. Do you think Cena's comment had any effect on the film's performance in China? Let us know in the comments down below. But there you have it guys, the wildest, we're not saying that loosely, wrestling news you need to know. What do you guys think of these firings? Let us know in the comments down below, and are you shocked by them? As always, I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.